welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Modern at the request of Patreon subscriber Desmus, and this is Ruby Storm. Ruby Storm is a deck that was basically printed directly into Modern with the release of Modern Horizons 3, which included both Ruby Medallion and Monsoon Mage. The goal of this deck is to reduce the cost of your spells by one or more with one of these permanents that I just mentioned, and then your Desperate Rituals become Dark Rituals. Your Manamorphose becomes some unspeakable, powerful cantrip ritual that has no comparison in real Magic. And then these Ren's Resolve, Reckless Impulse kind of effects become 1 mana draw 2. And hopefully that draw 2 will be another ritual and the ability to draw 2 more. And then you shred through your deck, find a Pass in Flames, win somehow. The win conditions, we've got Wish. You may play a card you own from outside the game this turn. That can be Grape Shot. It could be the Pass in Flames we're looking for, which could recast all the rituals up to that point, plus the Wish itself, for the really tight deterministic lines. And the spicy, beautiful, new from Dragons of Tarkir, DRAGONSTORM, Stormscale Scion. 6 mana, 4/4 flying. Other dragons get +1/+1, Storm. Is this card better than Empty the Warrens? I don't know, but I am going to be casting it today, and I'm excited to do it. This version of the list also features Artist Talent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card if you do draw a card. And then Artist Talent also has the level 2 ability of the Ruby effect of non-creature spells cost 1 less. And then level 3 if we get there. And sometimes this deck has lots of mana and nothing to spend it on. So if a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent or permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage +2. That could be a faster Grape Shot kill. That could be a Braid dealing 5 to something. That could be Flage going 5 upstairs. That's not flavor text. It could come up. And there it is. This is Ruby Storm. Let's get into it. I'm on the play in round 1, and I have some math to do. Not being an expert with this deck, there are 19 lands in here. I get 2 looks before I'm screwed. And even if I do hit the land, I'm then Manamorphosing into Reckless Impulse to try to find my next play. I'm going to mulligan this. Here we go. I'm in. There's no Ruby, but there are a lot of ways to dig for one. This deck's nut draw is turn 2. If you cast a ritual, use that ritual to play Ruby or a Ral with 1 floating, and then use that 1 floating to start another ritual chain. That's as fast as you can go. But the deck also plays just fine with turn 2 Reckless Impulse pass, untap turn 3 with those 2 extra cards, and then gets a slow grind going. And much like Dr. Dre, we love a slow grind on this channel. I think I'm going to bottom Pyretic Ritual. Glimpse can keep the party going. It's Ritual or Glimpse for me, and I'm going to put Ritual to the bottom. Bloodstained Mire can get Elegant Parlor, which is an extra look along the chain here. Uggin's Lab, so we got some Eldrazi in the chat. Talisman of Impulse, okay. This deck can have Kozilek's Command. That could affect my graveyard lines. Desperate Ritual, I just bottomed one of those, but I will take another one now. Just kind of undoing my mulligan with that play. Not the sexiest, but it does work. And I think I am going to Manamorphose first. Take the free draw before I make any additional decisions. All right, now I'll Impulse. Pass in Flames Mountain, not looking great. But I do have a bunch of rituals here. Yeah, this Pass in Flames, pretty stinky actually, but hitting the land is not bad. Utopia Sprawl onto a tapped land. Talisman, and it becomes my turn. If I draw a Ruby, we're in business. Oh, well, there we go. All right, how high does this chain go? This is 3, 5 mana, then Glimpse. All right, yeah, let's go. It changes that fast. So Ral, the backside of Ral, base loyalty is 2, and it enters with +1 for each instant and sorcery you've cast this turn. If Ral happens to flip, that's 1. You don't want to flip him till he is a game winner. I won the flip, but no. That's 2 spells this turn. Glimpse. Flips a bunch of stuff. 3 spells. Oh yeah, rituals, impulses, we're off. 4, 5. Artist Talent, Wish. Ral is instant and sorcery, not non-creature. I have a pretty good Past in Flames here. I think I'm in. Past in Flames with 1 floating lets me start ritualing. I'm losing flips, that's okay. Ral is in the flip zone at this point. Heads, I won the flip. I'm not sure if I want to flip Ral though. I think my opponent looks pretty dead, and that is my only cost reducer. I can flip him later. Desperate Ritual, won the flip. Desperate Ritual. A big part of playing this deck is saying the name of the same card over and over again. Storm is 11. My opponent is not dead yet. I think I want to get this Artist Talent in here. Maybe I should have done that 100 years ago. Reckless Impulse. This turns my land into a spell or another land. I think I am ready to flip Ral. His ultimate, which I'm at, is -8, exile your top 8 cards. Nah, alright, I'm still out. Still out on it. Okay, there's a Ruby. Now I can flip Ral. Ruby, discard Elegant Parlor, Manamorphose, the nuts. Okay, Manamorphose. Now I will flip Ral if it's available. Won the flip. It's time. I am not going to discard that card. I think it's good. Red, another Ral. Man, Magic is easy. Let's exile 8 cards to see what happens. There's Wish, Ritual, going nuts. And these ones are free. That second Ral could be useful, but I don't need it. Impulse. Loot away another Ral. Another Rens Resolve in my hand. Glimpse. This one does cost mana. It's fine. Storm is 18. 19. Ritual. Storm is 20. Hope there's nothing Eldrazi can do here to surprise gain some life. But I have multiple wishes if necessary. Alright, Wish. I would like to cast Grape Shot from my sideboard right now. And that was turn 3 off of a hand that didn't seem that good at first, but you just draw a Ruby effect and off you go. Opponent either has some blowout I don't know about, or they want to see me click through it. But the good thing about Ruby Storm is it doesn't even take that long to play through. It's not like Thopter Foundry combo or something where I could reasonably time out. That took me like 6 minutes. Bang. Cool. Right, the Eldrazi ramp decks, I saw there's like some lock pieces they can have access to. Sometimes they have Trinispheres. They have Chalice, Tormod's Crypt, Soulless Jailer, pretty powerful. Okay, so here I want, they have access to the Stone Brain as well. I want my Prismatic Endings. A Braid. Seems like the whole reason to have a Braid in your deck is this moment right now. I think I want to shave the Talents. If the game's going to go slower, is Talent better in a slow game or faster? This is where being good with the deck would help. I'm going to shave a Past in Flames as well, because they're going to have in more Graveyard Hate. I think that makes sense. Shave one of the things that's off to Graveyard Hate, bring in a bunch of stuff that beats Graveyard Hate. Oh, this is one of those hands that could potentially turn 2. Ritual, cast Ral, Manamorphose with the one that's left over, and off we go. I'm going to keep. Opponent has Devourer of Destiny in their opening hand. Devour that Destiny. Go nuts. They have devoured their Destiny into a Ugin's Lab. Talisman of Impulse. Another land's not really what I'm looking for. One more Ritual. I think I'm ready to send it. Kozilek's Command is a problem because my payoff is Ral and not Ruby. Parlor, Prismatic Ending. I don't actually want that right now. They didn't lock me out. That's not what they're showing. Okay, I think I'm going to try it out here. I have a backup rail if this fails, but I could at least put something on the stack. Okay, P-Rit, Ral, Manamorphose, Heads, lost the flip. Red. They haven't killed Ral yet. That's good news. Rens Resolve. Lost my flip. Another Ritual. Send it. This gets me into Glimpse. Lost the flip. 4 lands! Stop! Oh my god. Alright, well, that sucked ass. Those do all turn into spawns at least, but that was really stinky. It kicked Sowing Myco Spawn. If they have a Bajuka Bog, my graveyard's gone. Hell yeah. And the good news is, I do have a bunch of spawns kicking around, and Ral survived the turn. If I draw one of my flip effects, we're still flipping. Ritual's not what I wanted. I am just going to pass here. That was an unfortunate sequence of events. I'm going to take the hit from Myco Spawn. Every one of my creatures is worth having in play, and my life total is not that important. They bought back their Devourer of Destiny. They can cast it and trigger Sanctum here. They do have a backup Ral. This is not the end of the world. Okay, you're gone. Sanctum trigger. Another Myco Spawn. Okay, I'm going to fetch a Surveil land here. Commercial District is the only one left. Wren's Resolve. That is what I was looking for. Okay, fetch. Get a land out of the pool of cards I could flip. Ral, Monsoon Mage. Do I want to sack spawns to leave up red? I think I'll sack a spawn to leave up a red. Wren's Resolve first and see if I need to save my ritual. I won the flip, but I'm not ready to flip him. A ruby. Okay. A plan starts to emerge. I'm going from basically no resources, but what I got. Not ready to flip Ral yet. I need him for this glimpse. Lost that flip. 4 spells. Okay, here we go. A Braid and Wren's Resolve. A Braid's not very good. Wren's Resolve is great. Won the flip. Not time to flip him yet. I've cast 1, 2, 3, 4. Manamorphose. Staying alive. This is spell 5. At the very least, I'll be able to cast a Braid and maybe flip Ral. Alright, Ritual. 2 shots at flipping Ral. Use the ability. Yes, hope I counted right. 8. That is 8. That is the right number. Here we go. Flip them. Reckless Impulse, Valakut Awakening, Glimpse the Impossible. Oh, let's glimpse. Heretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Reckless Impulse. Start there. Backup Ral. Yes, I would like that in play. Because I've cast millions of spells. The next flip will flip that as well. As long as I don't lose 7 flips in a row. Won the flip. I would like to flip Ral. We're doing it, team. Another Impulse. Storm is 12. I'm just going to huck Ral here. Just flip them. Opponent is welcome to concede at any point that they desire. Glimpse. It's not entirely clear to me which of these is exiled in which fashion. Okay, sweet. So the send into the whiff, into the get bombed and have a land killed, into win again anyway on turn 4. Insane. Feels good. Great start to the league. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 2. I'm going to keep my hand. It's another slow and steady one, but at least it has mana to play the game. A Steam Vents and a Tamiyo. There is an Is It Wizards deck out there. There's also a variety of decks that play Opal and Amber together, which might even include the Wizards deck. Yeah, just running hot with another land. This clue token will turn on Mox Opal. They didn't bobble me, which tells me that they're either saving that up to flip Tamiyo in the near future, or they actually need that artifact. Okay, Aether Spellbomb Portable Hole in the bin. That means I won't be able to play out a Ruby or Ral and bank it to win next turn, because the Portable Hole will take care of it. Preordain went top bottom and hit their land drop. 2 cards left over there. The bauble can kick into a draw engine at any time. Elegant Parlor. I don't actually want another Glimpse. I have enough of that. I need a Ruby and Ritual to get the chain going. Another land. Perfect. The good news is I'm almost out of them, and then every draw will be spells from there. Wren's Resolve. Put those in the bank. Awakening and Pass in Flames. I'm pretty good at hitting a Pass in Flames on these early Wren's Resolves, though I did win the game last time that happened. No complaining allowed. And Valakut Awakening is actually bonkers here with my horrendous hand. Jeskai. I don't think this is just Affinity. Maybe it is. Jeskai Affinity is a top deck right now. This looks like they have a little more going on than that, but maybe this is just the Affinity deck. Affinity plays a bunch of Metallic Rebukes. That's how they tempo you out in game ones. Oh, here comes Kappa Cannoneer. This is definitely just Affinity. And I could reasonably die next turn, because Tamiyo attacking also triggers Kappa. I guess 18 is a lot, huh? Maybe I won't die next turn. Mana Morphos. Okay, Valakut Awakening is a use it or lose it situation. I could bank Mana Morphos, or I could spin through it and see if I find a payoff now. What does a payoff now even look like? I need a Ruby and a Ritual for this hand to work. Yeah, I'm just going to Awake Valakut. All the lands are going, and probably Glimpse. This draws 5 cards. Okay, found what I was looking for. If I'm able to play the game next turn, we're in good shape. Past in Flames, that's 1 down. There's 2 more in the main, and plus 1 I can wish for. Kappa's good for 7, 8, 9, 10 at minimum. Spellbomb. And unfortunately, my Ruby that I found is Ral. The Spellbomb is live. And any damage I take, I mean, I'd have to lose a lot of flips in a row to die from 9, but it could happen. Opponent is bobbling aggressively and pushing damage aggressively. All right. So I'm definitely dead on board. There's nothing I could do except send it here. And I really hope they don't have Metallic Rebuke. This land does save me some damage. Okay. Ral is on the stack. If it resolves, we've got a chance. Okay. I'm going to start with Ren's Resolve, because if they bounce him in response, I want to be able to cast my instant speed rituals. Here we go. Activated my trap card. Mana Morphos in response. I won the flip, but I'm not flipping him. Red, red. Drew a land. Perfect. Mana Morphos again. Lost the flip. Red, red. I drew a Ruby. Okay, so Ren's Resolve has to hit a ritual, and it did not. I don't think I can continue from here. Or I could play Ral, replay Ral, play Ren's Resolve. He's not ready to flip, and I lost the flip anyway. Okay, yeah, I needed this ritual to, I think, be 1 card lower than it was. All right, tight one. Affinity. They have Damping Spheres, Force of Negations, Wear Tears, and Consigned to Memories. That would be reasonable to bring in. Plus the Metallic Rebukes they play in the main, and they have some number of Tormod's Crypt in their main as well. So this is a pretty hateful and aggressive matchup. A Braid obviously coming in. Prismatic Ending seems okay. Is this a Flage Juke situation? What does that even look like? I think I mostly want to go fast before they get set up when I'm on the play. I'm not going to bring in Flage here. I do want the counterplay because Tormod's Crypt and Damping Sphere are pretty big problems. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Basically same sideboard as last game. Did I decline a Rail flip? I think it was the first one before my second Mana Morphos was on the stack. But if I had taken the flip, let Rail flip and have like 4 loyalty, and then plus him to reduce the cost, that's the backside of Rail. His +1 is until your next turn instant and sorceries cost 1 less. I might have been able to bully through that bounce if I just accepted that Rail was not going to be the backside of Rail. Okay, I probably punted that game. I love finding where I made a mistake rather than, there's nothing I could ever do. Interesting. This is a turn 2 win if I hit the land. I'm going to try it. We're going to high roll on the play. Let's say Meyer pass. Opponent kept 7 as well. Tamiyo, Mox Opal. All right, 2 looks at my second land. Elegant Parlor. Magic's easy. Wooded Foothills on top, and I am going to just full send here. Okay, Desperate Ritual. I guess this isn't a win. That might be aggressive, but it is a lot of juice. Desperate Ritual. Ral. I like the option of flipping Ral when I have a Ruby in my hand. I'm not going to do it yet, though, just in case I do end up in a spot where I can win. Lost that flip. 2 mana left. Another Ritual. Awesome. Lost that flip. Impulse. Keep it going. Won the flip. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could plus Ral and then just have him ready next turn. I think I'm going to say no. If I hit another spell, I can actually go off. Yeah, because plus pass, Tamiyo doesn't hit him, but they play Portable Hole. All right, I'm going to risk it for the biscuit here. All right. There is something of a biscuit available. I could Ruby and then Glimpse for 1 mana and have nothing floating, but I think leaving a red floating is better. And I will flip Ral here if I win. On the flip, let's go. I'd like to use the ability. Thank you. Past in Flames, flipped, flip my top 8. Here we are. No rituals among them yet. There's a ritual. Ren's Resolve, Ren's Resolve. I think I'm just a mana short here. Oh, is Manamorphose free? No, this is what I have to pay for. Yeah, no rituals among the actual free spells. I wish this was displayed better. Or is this a free spell? Nope. Can be cast. Can be cast. Can be cast. Oh wow, I can exile Mox Opal. That's not nothing. Wait, come on. Ral, I thought these things were free. What's going on? Valakut Awakening was free. I could discard this Ruby and draw 2 cards, or I could just draw 1. I actually think I like Ruby. Ren's Resolve. Okay, these are all not Ral flips. These are... Yeah, it's actually a huge pain in the ass that I don't know which of these are free and which can be cast until the end of this or next turn. Okay, well, my opponent's getting a turn. I am 1 mana short. I needed 1 ritual among the Ral flips, but I have another pretty reasonable attempt next turn. Unlucky. Saga. Okay, they are representing Counterspell here. I drew another Ruby effect. Like that. I'm going to start with Ruby Medallion because I would rather have Ral in play between the two. Okay, Manamorphose, start there. Hit Sacred Foundry. I have plenty of lands I can play, so I should probably just do that. Maybe should have started there. Okay, Pyretic Ritual, Desperate Ritual, Ren's Resolve. There is a Past in Flames in my graveyard. Okay, I think it's Ral time. Let's get him in. Strict Serenade. Okay. Counter target, artifact, creature, or planeswalker spell. Okay. Ral's countered, but that's not the most important thing happening. I'm going to get the other Ruby in. This makes Glimpse cost 1. Bunch of rituals. I think we're off at this point. Opponent appears to have F6'd. Unless they're sandbagging Graveyard Hate. There's Wish anyway. Okay. 13, Storm is 13, lots of mana, time to Past in Flames. And now it's just a matter of clicking. It's all over except the Cryon, and they don't want to see it. All right, cool. What a wild ride. And I think this is the deck. I'm happy with what I've got. Strict Serenade. I don't think I want Veil of Summer just for that. Okay, on the draw, another hand that is bonkers if I hit the land, but this time I don't have any help finding it. But I do have an extra draw step along the way. I'll keep. With Valakut Awakening, there are 19 other lands in my deck. Steam Vents, Bobble, Bobble, Emery. Emery hit Bobble and Opal. And I'm just getting Bobble spammed here. Is there a land on top of my deck? I hope so. Easy, easy. Okay, so opponent has completely refilled their hand with double Bobble. Back up to 6 cards after playing 4 cards on turn 1. This does represent all of the counter spells we've seen. Okay, now they're tapped out of Rebuke, and it has to be Serenade or Force. I'm going to get my Elegant Parlor. Glimpse. I think... Is this something I want? I think it is. Is it? No, it's not. I would like a ritual. That's what I'm trying to do here. Bobble triggered. Ral. I have a bunch of these now. I'll play one of them. Ruby reduces Ral, but Ral doesn't reduce Ruby. That's kind of a... Might be a sequencing thing where maybe I'm supposed to play Ruby there to double up with Ral next turn. But next turn, if they spend this turn answering Ral, I can Manamorphose into a land drop, and then maybe keep it going. If I just draw a land, I'm already going. Emery drawing its millionth card of the game. Ral is in the hole. And they are representing a bunch of counterspells. Putting Ral in the hole over making a construct, but Saga can tutor Graveyard Hate next turn, most assuredly. Oh, wow. Well, that's a 1 mana way to get Ral back. Good sideboard card. Spell Pierce. less good of a sideboard card. Okay. No land drop, but we're not dead yet. And we can bully through a Tormod's Crypt if that's what they get. Vexing Bauble doesn't really affect what I'm doing at all. This might be a game where I just make a bunch of dragons and pass if I get stuck on a mid-level storm and can't use my graveyard. Soul Guide Lantern. Okie dokie. Sucks that they targeted Mox Opal. That tells me that they have another card to cast rather than just Bauble and Shred. So this means Spell Pierce, the Rebuke, all that is live. Come on, deck. Land. Or Ritual. Alright, you're technically a land. I'm not allowed to complain. Past in Flames. Well, I'll put that in the graveyard because it won't be useful anyway. And I'll play Ruby Medallion. Strict Serenade. I have a blocker. We've flushed out 2 counter spells, and we're building a line that avoids graveyard hate if possible. Another Bauble dug up. Meticulous Archive. Dumped an Opal. I am going to block if they attack. Tameo, sure. 3 cards left. If their 3 cards are non-interactive, I actually have a good shot at winning here. It'll be 4 cards by the time we get to my turn, though, and it could be 5 if they need it to be. This owl art is crazy. Its head is completely upside down. A lock. A land is not the worst card I could draw. I'm going to fetch for a basic mountain, cast Ral, and hope that he at least is in play momentarily. Alright, Ral is in. Got my Ritual Trick available again. Won the flip. It's not time to flip him, though. Ending and resolve. Alright. Now they have me tapped all the way out. But it looks like they don't have anything. They haven't responded yet. Red, there's Valakut's Awakening. Manamorphose. This is 3 spells this turn. Another Valakut Awakening. Alright, Ren's Resolve. We got a hit here. Big flips. 2 rituals? Yeah, 2 rituals. Let's go. That's what I want. This is spell 5. My next coin flip does the Ral thing. Manamorphose. Lost that flip. Okay. We have to keep going. Am I going to cast this Prismatic Ending? I don't think so. I could put a white in the pool just in case. I could go after Portable Hole. Alright, I will put 1 white in the pool. I could just spend it on a different card if I need to. So the slick line here, the 50-50 smoke him if you got him line, is Prismatic End targeting Portable Hole, win my Ral flip, then have Ral creature and Ral Planeswalker. Wish costs 2, and Dragon costs the full 6. I'm not there yet. There's no rituals in my sideboard. They're sitting on the Soul Guide Lantern. I'm going to Prismatic Ending, targeting Portable Hole, and take my Miracle Flip. Big money. Heads. Lost the flip. Shit. Alright, well, that was a waste. Okay, Ral's here. Valakut Awakening for a fresh hand is an option. I could Ruby, then Valakut, and have 1 mana left. Or I could just shuffle away the Ruby. I think I want to shuffle away the Ruby. Heads, I won the flip. It's time to flip. Yes, use this ability. For F's sake. Now do I actually want to awaken any Valakuts? I could discard the other Awakening, and then I have Ruby available. Yeah, I want to keep Wish. Yeah, I'm just going 2. 2 lands, perfect. Alright, Ral. Don't F me. Again. Okay, we have Glimpse, Past in Flames. Okay. There are no rituals among those cards. I'll start with Glimpse. That one sees the most. Does the most. These ones are free for now. There's some rituals. If I Pyretic Ritual... Okay, they've had enough. Tapped it out. So I probably punted game 1 and then just shoved right through 2 counterspells and a face-up Soul Guide Lantern in game 3. Powerful stuff. On to the next round. The 9th installment of the NYSE Vintage Open Series is coming. This 15 proxy vintage tournament with Power 9 prizes takes place on Saturday, June 14th, 2025 in Long Island, New York, and has a $500 entry fee. That's a hefty entry, but the guaranteed prizes for top 8 are unlimited Black Lotus, Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, and all 5 Moxen. The NYSE Open 8 went well for me last year. Someone better come stop me from getting another Lotus. Will it be you? I'll be at the NYSE Open 9 on June 14th, and I hope to see you there. Register on melee.gg or use the link in the video description. I'm on the play for round 3 with 2 lands, no Ruby, but I play 10 of them and I get to see a lot of cards here. Bloodstained Mire pass. We got a Flooded Strand, Elegant Parlor Time, Wish. I don't really think I want a second one of those. Yeah, the first one usually is good enough, and I have Past in Flames anyway. This does completely give away what deck I'm on, though. If my opponent is a reactive strategy, that would have had to come up with something otherwise. I'm going to chill. I could just start spinning Manamorphoses, and maybe I hit a Ruby or Ral I can cast this turn, but maybe I don't, and I can take my time. Uh-oh, is it the Mirror? The Mirror wouldn't play Flooded Strand. All our lands are red. They're not all plains or islands. Unstable Amulet, so Boros Energy over there. Maybe a Jeskai Energy control build. Those do exist. Corey Steelcutter, okay. If they have a Mishra's Bauble, I'm taking some damage here. There it is. First appearance of this card on my channel. It's a very cool card. It's big in basically all the formats it's legal. And I have not gotten to play it with. This is the first time I'm playing against it for the public eye. And it's already doing good work. I'm very excited that this card is good because the old Brian Koval Monk tokens from Star City Games are 1/1 Prowess Monks. This is the same block that we were working with originally. Bobbling in response to my Surveil trigger rather than after it resolves is a choice. Right, I don't want Valakut Awakening, and now they don't know that card. Just want a Ruby, and we're out of here. A Ral, okay. That's a Ruby. Okay. Ral. Monsoon Mage. Manamorphose. Let's go. That's 1 spell. 2 spells. 3 spells. I've won all of these flips, by the way. And then Past in Flames refires the graveyard. 4 spells. Won the flip again. Getting very good at flipping coins. 5 spells. Lost a flip. Unlucky. 6 spells. Ral is allowed to flip now. I do have a few more spells before that's super beneficial. I'm still not going to use it yet. Red. All right, replacement Ral. Now I'm ready to party. Flipping him comes at no cost. Won the flip again. I would like to use this. Thanks for asking. Red. And a Ruby. Wish still in the graveyard. Blat. Here comes my deck. Okay, I'm going to replace Ral, because now I can get another flip and another spin. These are all the way free. I think I'm supposed to Manamorphose first in case I draw another Desperate Ritual, then I could have spliced it. So that was a small sequencing error as I go completely berserk here. Heretic Ritual in hand. Friends Resolve. This is still free. I won the flip. I would like to flip Ral. I'd like the one with 12 loyalty. Ruby Medallion. Sure, let's play one of those. I've got the mana. I just need the storm. Ritual in hand, Wish in hand, Wish in graveyard also. Resolve. Another Ral. Splat the first one, or the second one. A free Glimpse. Heads. Lost the flip. Unlucky. Free Impulse. Heads. Won the flip. Flip it. I am impressed my opponent is still interested in watching this, but you are allowed to do what you want. Artist Talent, Heretic Ritual, start looting away lands. I'm up to 20 Storm now, and I'm just going to Wish and Grape Shot, and then I can do it again if I need to. You've been Grape Shot. Cool. A clean victory. My opponent did a very cool turn 2 of Corey Steelcutter plus a 0 and in for 2, draw a card, and then my turn 3 was lethal. But my opponent's got a little bit of brewer's advantage here. They showed me Unstable Amulet, Boros Colored Lands, and Corey Steelcutter. A lot of the Steelcutter decks I've seen are Izzet, so I'm not sure what this Boros build is exactly, which means I'm not entirely sure what I want to sideboard. Probably not Pyroclasm. If I bring in Endings, that could cover taking pressure off if they're attacking, and it can clear Lock Beast if they're locking. Pyroclasm only takes off pressure and only sometimes. This doesn't kill a monk if they have a prowess trigger. So, okay. And I think I'm going to go to the usual places because I don't know any better. Just kind of the clunkiest spells in the deck out for some counterplay. This might be a great matchup for Flage, though. Hold on. Flage, I'm thinking about you. I'd probably cut a Valakut's Awakening, but that is a land. Oh, I said 20 before. There's 21. Do I want 2 Flages? I could have 1 just as a card I draw. No, I think I'm going to combo until they convince me otherwise. Okay, this is a dangerous deck to stumble against. I have Draw Step, Surveil, Draw Step. I'm going to try it. I can always wish for Flage if the game goes that way. A Plains. A Bobble. Bobbling me right away. They're on 6, by the way. And the Bobble's a random draw, so it was kind of a 5-card hand. Like 5.5 cards. Okay, found the land. I like when opponents bobble me. It seems to reveal the card I need more often than not. Sacred Foundry. What do we got? A Johnny. All right. Mostly just a creature. I'm going to fetch the white land here in the parlor, looking for a ruby. There's one. Put that right on top. I think I want to... This is actually close, because I could go for it off Manamorphose here. I'm going to go for it. Once they untap, everything gets a lot harder. And I have a lot of looks here. Red, another ritual is the best possible outcome. Ren's Resolve, 2 spells, or 3 spells. 3 spells. Ritual from hand, 4 spells, 5 spells, 2 Rals. Not great, but I do have 2 more shots to flip Ral this turn. Lost the flip. If I hit a ritual, I keep going. Manamorphose. All right, we keep going. Won the flip. I would like to do this. Make red. And I can get a bunch of free spells here. Let's start there. Flip 8 cards. That's a lot of stuff. I'm going to use my floating mana to cast a Ral, because now any of these that trigger, reset, and get another 8 cards, I would like to use this. Keep the good one. Just a turn 2 Goldfish. And flip another 8 cards. All right, yeah, they don't want to see anymore. They see the Ral, they see the rituals. Well, this is quite powerful. I barely know what I'm doing, and I'm just running through opponents like a hot knife. On to round 4.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
For round 4, I am on the draw. I'm going to keep. I have some rubies locked up. I don't have any rituals yet, but we got time. Spire Bluff Canal, Underworld Cookbook, sweet. I'm so much happier to see Cookbook than Monastery Swiftspear right now, or Dragon's Rage Channeler. Elegant Parlor. I have a ritual, and I have several ways to dig. I actually don't want Glimpse. I want another ritual, and then I can try the turn 2 send. Again, immediately giving up what my deck's up to, but hopefully that doesn't change how they play too much. Discarded Emery to Cookbook, which must mean they have Asmo, which means Ral is not safe because they can make 2 foods here and make him deal 6 damage to himself. There's a lot of artifacts in play. It's Mox Opal's world, everyone. We're just living in it. And rewarded for binning the Glimpse because I hit the second ritual. Here, I mean, I'm going to go for it. Ritual out Ruby, not Ral, for the reasons we discussed. Ruby, Ritual. I could play Ral now, but it still dies to the thing, so I'm going to Impulse first. If I find an instant I can cast, I can play Ral. All right, kind of stopped. I could just Glimpse here and bet that they can't stop me. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, a bunch of cool cards that will turn into spawns in the end step. Okay. I pushed and got stopped, but they are not showing me a lot of stuff that I'm scared of. and my engine is online. Second Ruby, this one can still be played next turn. Cycling Street Wraith. It's just 2 fewer spells for Grape Shot. Count it. I imagine the Urza Saga probably has access to a Soul Guide Lantern or something that I have to respect. Right, I don't care about my life total. I might care about my mana. Would I pay 3 life right now to not get Stone Rained? Yes, I would. Okay. I have no rituals available to me. I guess that means I start with a Ren's Resolve. Or what sees more cards? Valakut's Awakening, double Resolve, and I have my land drop available. I'll start with Resolve. There's a bonus Ral, but I did not hit a red source at all. And these do work until next turn. Awakening can be a land if I need it to be. All right, Resolve, Resolve. I hit a land. Okay, that lets me keep my Valakut Awakening. Another land on top. I do not want that. I guess I will play this bonus Ruby, because I have Valakut Awakening in hand, Wish in exile. That is actually worth mana. Okay, sucks that the Urza Saga is going to get to bust here. Now I have to think about Graveyard Hate, plus I'm under significantly more pressure. So this is 8, 9, 10. If they have land Lava Spur Boots, they might be able to win here with the Asmo killing the spawn. Opal is not Lava Spur Boots, and they didn't make a construct. Okay. I hope that's good news, or it means they have something far more powerful to do. All right, making a construct off the backup Saga now. Discarding backup Asmo for food token. If they make spawn hurt itself, they get in for 9, but that does cost 2 artifacts. Okay, life total is low, and they can still kill a Ral next turn. That's not an instant. What can I wish for here? In Past in Flames. Wish costs 1, Past in Flames costs 2. Maybe the land is actually exactly what I needed, and I'm a brick for thinking otherwise. Okay, fetch. Yeah, maybe binning that land I got saved, despite myself. Okay, Wish. And if they have, like, anything, if they have a Spell Pierce or whatever, it's going to work. Oh no, they have Rebuke. Okay. Well, if I pay, I don't win, obviously. So I will not be paying for this Wish. I think now I have to Valakut Awakening and hope for the best. Just draw 2 cards at random. Yeah, playing out Ral or Ruby don't matter. I've cast 1 spell this turn. Discard Ral. Big flips. 2 lands are not it. Alright, they got me with the final counter spell. Okay, that Asmo actually got me pretty good. We've seen counter spells in the deck. Here's just all the cards I board in every round. I'm not convinced on Veil of Summer for soft counters like that. I can push through them with my better hands. Okay, I'll do the same thing I do every round. Okay, on the play, I have 2 lands. I have the ability to see some more cards. I have my sideboard card and the means to cast it. I will keep. This hand is not fast, but it has the ability to slow the game down, which is almost as good. And it could become fast. I have double Ritual Ren's Resolve. If I find a Ruby, we could just send it. Cycled Street Wraith, Fire Bluff Canal, could play Asmo here. Prismatic Ending kills that, so does a Braid. Bobbling Me. Underworld Cookbook, okay. And they have the Oval Chase Daredevil, so they have the Cookbook engine going. Elegant Parlor. Another land. I don't really want that, but it's also fine. It's another Surveil, and it keeps my resources flush. Maybe I'm just supposed to cast Ren's Resolve there, but now I have the option to Abrade or Surveil as needed. Another Street Wraith. Saga. Bobble. Mage Bane Lizard. Alright, well, that's a Prismatic Ending target, if there ever was one. I'm going to get another Elegant Parlor here. Alright, I don't need the 4th land. Probably didn't want this 3rd, but I definitely don't need that one. Prismatic Ending. Take out this thing. Of course, they made it a 1/4, so it doesn't die to traditional red removal. Okay, they're doing their loop. Oh no, red in the pool again, another lizard, stop! Alright, I don't really have a plan for this shit. Ren's Resolve. This hurts. Just looking for another Prismatic Ending. Okay, Mountain, I'll play Ruby. This is all gonna hurt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I take 2 from the 2nd spell. Now this thing's ready to attack me. Finally, someone has an actual sideboard card for me. Because as we've learned, regular counter spells will not beat this deck. Not that I'm rooting for them, but it is nice to see someone with the properly constructed sideboard for the top decks of the metagame. Responsible deck building. Tormod script. Aha, take one. Got him. Cuts off a lot of my outs, but got him. Okay. Ren's Resolve. We are digging for the prismatic ending. Land, Valakut Awakening. If I fetch him at 10, if I awaken him at 8, then I can abrade on their turn, which will put me to 7. They attack me to 6. In desperate times, let's go. Is Impulse better than Awakening? I think it probably is. I could still awaken if I need to. Abrade costs 1 here. We did it. Oh my goodness. All right, this hurts me a bit, but it has to go. And now can I win? New question. There's a Reckless Impulse in exile. All right. Let's see where this Reckless Impulse goes now that the boot is off my neck. Impulse. Another Ruby. All right, I'm going to destroy target artifact so I don't just die to their construct. And I will try to play on starting next turn. Okay, off we go. Please don't have a third stupid-ass lizard. Making their food. Yeah, we know one of their 3 cards in hand is Oval Chase Daredevil as well. Not a card I care about. Bobble gets to be a new card. Mox Amber, I don't care. Cookbook, I don't care. There's 2 cards in their hand that I could care about here. There's the Daredevil. Okay, 2 unknowns. Manamorphose among the better cards I could draw. Let's start the wheels spinning. Red, red. A ritual. I think I'm going to play this other Ruby and plan for the future. I can Valakut Awakening here, draw 4 cards. I think I want to go all the way in. Got to find something to do. There's a Ral. I'm not in a position to lose a lot of flips here. I've cast 2 spells this turn. 3, 4. All right, Anamorphose. I'm not going to shock in Stomping Ground to play around Metallic Rebuke at this point. Okay, there's a Ral. I'll play Stomping Ground tapped. And Ral is just going to be a creature in play. I can't keep the party going here. I hope they spend some effort killing Ral, because I have a lot of them. I'm Ral-blooded. Here I'm looking for a Resolve or a Glimpse to get the party going. Past in Flames would normally be lethal here, or Wish for Past in Flames, but obviously I don't have access to that with the Tormod script in play. The third Cookbook. They're drawing the pointless half of their deck. But can I capitalize? I'm not going to be able to attack them for 14. They have this many foods in play. Okay, attack for 1. It's happening. Begin the beats. Surely I can overcome the life gain of making 3 foods per turn. Is there any reason to put it Foothills now? If I mill over a Rest in Peace, what am I trying to say? Past in Flames, I could make them Tormod script me right now. Commercial District, Manamorphose. All right, we keep those on top. I am at 4, so it's just losing 4 flips in a row kills me. All right, here they go with the passive life gain. Eating those foods as Richard Garfield intended. Mishra's Bauble. A card that if they had last turn, they would have played last turn. A Bauble. Ral, get in there, buddy. Attack. Manamorphose. Heads. I lost the flip. I'm at 3. Danger zone. Past in Flames. Well, let's force the issue. Heads. I won the flip. I am going to flip Ral. Just having this Planeswalker ticking up matters. There's the Crypt. It got me. Plus Ral. Do I want to play out the other one? I think so. The incidental damage on casting instants and sorceries might actually be bad on this second Ral. But I have this Planeswalker ticking up. That is a path to victory. Opponent cranking out foods in the end step. Game Objects theme deck online. Hey, they just drew Steam Vents, which means now they can cast Oval Chase Daredevil, if that's something they want to do. Oh, they're tapping foods. They have a Kappa Cannoneer. Solid draw. Well, now I'm dead if I don't win right now. That changes things. And guess I'm dead then. Yeah, there's no way through this. I can't get enough spells to flip Ral. They have guaranteed foods to trigger the Kappa. -2 deal damage. Does not draw a card because they don't have any other blue permanents, and also doesn't kill Kappa for a variety of reasons. All right, GG. Cool. Someone finally got me onto the final round. The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the draw in the final round, positive records locked, playing for the bread and butter 4-1. My hand has all the pieces in it. This is what I'm here for. Scalding Tarn pass. My opponent's name is Sneak Attack Kid, which is funny because, oh, they're definitely the mirror match. No deck would play Gemstone Cavern. I guess I have to send it because I'm going to die. But one of my closest friends used to go to the game store when he was a kid all the time and look at the card Sneak Attack. Oh, a second ritual. We might actually have it here. And he never bought it because he was a kid and didn't have any money, but he would ask to see it and ask how much Sneak Attack costs now. And the store owner started calling him Sneak Attack. This is not my friend, but it is a funny story. All right, let's see if we can shred. There's Pass in Flames. I'm a little bit short. Impulse. Manamorphose could get me there. Come on, Manamorphose. Show me a ritual. Did not show me a ritual. I guess I just have to glimpse here and hope I don't die. All right, well, I win next turn. You better win now. Go. Good chance they win now, though. Like, they're basically starting the same turn I just had, but +2 mana to where I was. And if I had +2 mana, I would have been able to Pass in Flames. A bunch of rituals, a glimpse, still 4 cards in hand. Glimpse puts cards where? Into this zone? All right, a ritual, Manamorphose, Awakening. Here's Awakening. They just need a Pass in Flames, and I'm done. They've sent the whole hand back, though. I hope that's a good sign, but it also means they get to see 6 new cards in a spot where they only need 1 card to win. Manamorphose, Ritual. They're still casting spells, so clearly they didn't whiff. Wish gets Pass in Flames, and then I lose. Okay. I am not going to stick around for the rest of this. All right. So they won the game because they were on the play. That's what just happened. A Braid kills Rubies or Rals. I think for the most part, I just want to go fast and hard. Mulligan aggressively. I'm not going to bring in like all my prismatic endings on the play. On the play, I have that advantage. On the draw, I might have to bring those in to try to slow them down. Interestingly, the Veil of Summers in this sideboard, I pulled this list, one, because Storm Scion was in it, a card that I wanted to try playing, which I've not come close to wanting yet. I guess there was that one game where I was kind of stuck at medium resources where I would have gone for it versus Affinity. Missing the land or else I'm in. I'm going to mulligan. Okay, I'm in. I think I'm going to bottom a Resolve and hope that I find a Ruby in my top few cards here. But the Veil of Summers, I'll finish my thought, are not helpful in this matchup. I pulled this list. It was from Ari Zax. It was in the trophy dump. Orim's Chant is usually in that slot, a card that I am not playing, but there's a good chance my opponent is. And that's a massive strategic advantage compared to Veil of Summer in this situation. Okay, I'm on the play with this Desperate Ritual land in the bank. Not the Ruby I was looking for. But I wanted to give myself a chance to spike the Ruby. Oh, my opponent kept a 1-lander. I think that makes it more likely, not less, that they have Orim's Chant in their deck. Not just their deck, but their hand. And honestly, I don't know what I do about that. I'm going to fetch Elegant Parlor. I don't want Scalding Tarn, that's for sure. I would rather have Ritual in the graveyard than in exile. And I will draw some cards here. Ritual, Manamorphose, Ritual. All right, handful of bricks. And my opponent is stumbling, but they have a 1-mana spell that holds my entire strategy. Discarded a ruby, so they're flush on rubies. Okay, Glimpse is pretty good here. All right, hit a bunch of things I can't play. Those will become spawns. The good news is if my opponent spends mana to develop a ruby at any point, that's a turn I can go off. Then missing these land drops is a big deal. Ren's Resolve, I'll keep it. Okay, Resolve. All right, I'll play Arid Mesa because it gets an extra land out of my deck. Okay, they're still breaking off. Sacred Foundry tapped. I'm out of Surveillance. Discarded another ruby. Manamorphose. Oh my goodness. Manamorphose. Red. Glimpse. The ability to do anything. Ral. All right, that's a real one. Now I'm at least attacking for 1, even if nothing else happens. Storm is 3. I'll play this Ritual, see if I can flush out the Orange Chant. Hell yeah, we got him. Lost the flip, that's fine. Nothing was lost there, and we duressed an Orange Chant out of their hand. They might have more than one, but at least something resembling the shields just changed a little, and I'm attacking for 1 now. Impulse. Lost the flip. Fast in Flames. Okay, and they just scooped. That was surprisingly honest. All right. Well, we beat Norm's Chant hand because they literally didn't do anything else. I think I need Flages in the deck. Pivot into the control game. Do I just put Stormscale Scion straight up into the deck? That can't possibly be right. Okay, so this is a bunch of ways to pick off their turn 2 Ruby effect. Ral seems really important to me. Okay, Glimpse, Talent, Pass and Flames are some of the clunkier stuff. Pass and Flames is awkward because it's the best card if I'm not getting chanted, and it's the worst card if I am. They could just wait till I put that on the stack, then basically counter it by Pass and Flame by chanting. Am I a clown for trying to meet them in any sort of mid-range situation? What if I cut Talent and Glimpse and I just have Flages in case I get stuck under Orange Chant, but otherwise I'm still just going to try to send it fast? All right. I don't actually know what's right here, but I'm doing it like this. But we saw me win a lot of games this league where I keep a 1-lander that can surveil, and that's what my opponent did. They just happened to miss for 7 turns or more. I know I had 6 or 7 lands in play at the end of that game. A no-lander. I will mulligan this. A 2-lander that can do anything. I'll keep it, and I think I want to hold on to this Past in Flames because that's the I win button if we end up in a straight-up race. Mountain Pass. Arid Mesa will be getting Elegant Parlor. Gemstone Cavern still in the deck on the play. Ruby. This is where I wish I was drawing to a 4-outer instead of a 1-outer. But it is the plan I signed up for. Okay. Are they going to play around Orange Chant? Not if I'm tapped out, they aren't. That was sloppy. All right, I should not have done that. I should have left my fetch land up and made them think about Orange Chant. I briefly did not think about the fact that even though I don't have it, I am representing it, and they do have it, and most lists do. I should have just played fetch land past and settled into a surveil game. Now they can send it with impunity. That was a mess. Land? Wow. Land go? I'll take that. Okay. Ruby from exile. And if they brought in 5 or 6 pivot cards, that might be what's happening here. Now I am representing Orange Chant. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of what I was saying, like a bunch of sideboard stuff that slows down the play, and this is why I didn't sideboard so heavily. Like my opponent just had the wide open home run swing and couldn't take it because their hand is full of Wear Tears and Orange Chants instead of cards that win the game. We'll see if this bites me. Like I really wish I could remove this Ruby, but clearly they didn't have a send. And if they find one, it came off the top. But they did just surveil to the top. Ral, okay. The double reduction, but still just passing. We'll get another Parlor. Flage is in my deck somewhere. I did bring those in. Right, Impulse on top. Ruby. I'm going to shock in Stomping Ground to keep representing white. Heretic Ritual, Valakut's Awakening. I'm going to wait. Keep bluffing that orange chant like crazy. Of course, if we both have chant, they can chant me and I can't chant back and then they'll know. But that will cost them a mana on their go-off turn. And step Valakut's Awakening from the opponent. 3 cards. So there's 1 card in their hand they liked. Glimpse, 1 mana Glimpse, terrifying. We're probably dead at this point. Past in Flames is here, but their graveyard barely does anything. I guess that's not even true. They have Glimpse and Valakut Awakening, both that cost 1, and worst case scenario, they just kill my Ruby again. Yeah, I think they're okay. If they have a single ritual, this is basically done. But if they tap a bunch of mana and don't win, if they're not showing white, I have a reasonable chance to go for it. Oh, Manamorphose, alright. Yeah, that should win the game. I'm going to leave them on the hook for this Orm's Chant bluff, though. They will have to actually go for it. Well, I would do it now if I had it, so it's pretty clear I don't at this point. Past in Flames resolves. Though maybe not. Maybe I would wait until Wish is on the stack. Or wait until they minus their Ral. When is the right time to Orm's Chant? Whatever, I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping I'm not dead. A Paretic Ritual for Valakut Awakening for a Braid could kill Ral, but I don't think that stops them from winning. The Wear from the graveyard, taking out my Ruby. I think that has to be okay. Leave these rituals in the bank. And they appear to be passing the turn. All right. We dodged. The old make them kill you strat. Okay, Paretic Ritual. That's use it or lose it at this point. That casts Glimpse straight up. There's Flage. What's up, girl? All right. Is Flage a girl? I have no idea. Flage can roast Ral here. This taps me out, and they do have a Past in Flames in the graveyard. But they didn't go for it last time. All right, yeah, I'll shoot Ral with Flage and then try to come up with a new plan next turn. I am tapped out of my bluff, but the runway was clear last turn, and they didn't do it. Just 6 cards in hand, Past in Flames in the graveyard, Ruby active, though. Nothing to worry about. Manamorphose. Maybe Surgical Extraction is a card they have to think about. I'm just thinking about what they might be thinking about. I know I have nothing. Ren's Resolve. Hit a Ritual. Past in Flames should be good here, I think. Though it is out of the graveyard, it costs 6 coming that way. Another Ritual and a Chant. There's no tutor yet. Okay, Orm's Chant, you got me. All right, I can F6 now. Land, Past in Flames, start the tutor chain, or the ritual chain, if they don't already have the win available. Past in Flames, 3 mana still up. Off you go. Just hoping for a whiff. Manamorphose, 8 mana available. Valakut Awakening can see 7 cards here. Went for the full 7. That's a good sign. Didn't want anything in that last hand. Second Ruby. Still casting rituals. There's Ral. That's a real win condition now. There he is. Reckless Impulse. Storm count is 20. And they won the flip. There's Wish. All right. I'm good. You did it. Strong start to the league. And then controlled by a cool artifact tempo deck. And then just lost the die roll in the mirror or whatever. Also, the Veil of Summer build. I don't get it. Ari is a accomplished player. And I assume that there was something going on in the metagame at the time that he posted this 5-0. That Veil of Summer made more sense than Orm's Chant. If there are more Thoughtseize decks in the format than Counterspell or Mirror matches, I guess that makes sense. Veil is about the same as Orm's Chant versus Counterspells. It is much better versus Discard, and it's much worse when you actually want to stop a combo player from going off. Certainly in the Mirror, I'd rather have Orm's Chant. But this deck, insanely powerful. We had multiple turn 2 wins. We had multiple turn 3 and 4 wins through Disruption. The particulars on how to build the deck, like how many Artist Talents do you play, how many Valakut Awakenings, how many Wishes, Veil versus Orm's Chant in the sideboard. Seek out someone who knows this deck better than I do, but even as a relative novice to playing this deck specifically, even though I do play a lot of Magic and a lot of Modern, this thing held up pretty well in my hands. If you're looking for a high-octane Modern experience that makes your opponents have the right answers basically all times, this could be it. There's a funny quote from back in the day when Modern was first founded as a format, the article said nobody will die on turn 3. Like, the goal was the determining turn of a Modern game is around turn 4 or beyond. And now we just have a deck basically printed directly into the format through a supplemental product that wins on turn 2 with some reliability and basically always wins on turn 3. Ruby Pass is a threat of winning, and Ritual Ruby means you might be already dead. And times have changed. Obviously, that article is 15 years old at this point, and the game has just crept in a lot of ways. But it's funny that that was the vision for Modern at one point, and now we have this shit going on, and it's just fine. This isn't even like broken or must be banned or anything. It is soft to a bunch of types of hate that are out there, but you do have to pack it. My side tangent is over now, and so is the league. Desmus, thank you for sponsoring this. Everybody, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon to support the channel, and I'll see you next time.